They talking real loud, spreading on lies, trying to bring me down. Enemies lurking, but I won't back away. Got a vision in my mind, I'm here to stay. Got my crew beside me, we rise like a tide. When the storm gets rough, we ain't gonna hide. Propaganda swirling, but it won't touch me. Only love around, that's how it's gonna be. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track. In the city lights where dreams collide, we hustle through the night, fire in our stride. Whispers in the dark can't dim my glow. With rhythm in my soul, I'm ready for the show. We break the chains, rewrite the rules in this concrete jungle where nobody's fools. Unity sings louder than the lies they scheme. In our heart of the struggle, we dare to dream. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track.
Another Queen Ahmadiyyah production.
Haze on the corner, they talking real loud, spreading on lies, trying to bring me down. Enemies lurking, but I won't back away. Got a vision in my mind, I'm here to stay. Got my crew beside me, we rise like a tide. When the storm gets rough, we ain't gonna hide. Propaganda swirling, but it won't touch me. Only love around, that's how it's gonna be. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track. In the city lights where dreams collide, we hustle through the night, fire in our stride. Whispers in the dark can't dim my glow. With rhythm in my soul, I'm ready for the show. We break the chains, rewrite the rules in this concrete jungle where nobody's fools. Unity sings louder than the lies they scheme. In our heart of the struggle, we dare to dream. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track. Haze on the corner, they talking real loud, spreading on lies, trying to bring me down. Enemies lurking, but I won't back away. Got a vision in my mind, I'm here to stay. Got my crew beside me, we rise like a tide. When the storm gets rough, we ain't gonna hide. Propaganda swirling, but it won't touch me. Only love around, that's how it's gonna be. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track. In the city lights where dreams.
All right. Hello, everyone. Grand Rising. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original Queen Ahmadiyyah show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah, and this is your morning wake-up call. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't done so already, be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time Queen Goddess goes live. And also, listen, guys, please make sure you do your due diligence and double check to make sure you're still subscribed to the channel, especially if you have not been receiving those notifications. Because I keep telling you guys, they unsubscribe people on a regular basis. Okay, so let's get ready to get into it. Everyone hit the like button. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Dr._A_Shakur. Also on X at DGoddess27. And as per usual, if you don't like what the Queen is cooking, you already know what to do. Okay, hello, Jeff ATL. April's in the house. Pearly is here. Tori. All right, let's get into it. Anita Harrell, Nessie X. All right, Panther Strike is here. Queen Sam is in the house. All right, shout out to all of my loyal royals and shout out to my moderators putting in work. I see you, Hot Cocoa. All right, so let's talk about it, you all. Hey, Shadow, most hated bronze flat power god. My aunt Egypt is in here. All right, Sheila. So let's get into it, Hadassah. All right, Miss Black Butterfly up in here. Desmond Works. Okay, so shout out to my moderators putting in work. TC Dan, I see you, beloved. Reggie's in the house. And shout out to my loyal royals, everyone tuned into the Queen. Let's talk about it. Let's get black into it because yesterday we talked about that nefarious lawsuit filed against Diddy by Ashley Parham with her attorney, Ariel Mitchell Kidd. And it just seemed like it was chock full of inconsistencies and lies. In my opinion, the three plaintiffs seemed like they were just, basically just saying things that sounded crazy. Okay, just sounded crazy. Some of the things just didn't seem to make sense. And as far as I'm concerned, they couldn't make it make sense. But so one of the people named in that lawsuit has gotten into a bit of trouble. So let's get into it because the chief of police that they kept speaking about, and I was pronouncing his name wrong. I think I kept calling him John Petzletier, but it's Petier. I think it's Petier. Yeah, Petier, because it's a French name. Okay, so it's Petier, I do believe. But anyway, yeah, he's been put on leave by the mayor. Okay, since his name was in that lawsuit, even though he denies all the allegations and says none of it's true, like Michael Jackson said, none of it's true. None of it's true. They made it all up. Even though that's what he says in the words of Michael Jackson. But nonetheless, the mayor has decided to put him on leave. And we're going to get into that in just a second. We're going to go over the statement that the mayor issued. And before we do, let's have a brief word from my sponsor at 12 Tribes.
Do not buy 12 Tribes on Earth hair growth oil and hair magic elixir unless you want super healthy, gorgeous hair that grows. They have a whole line of amazing hair growth products, including hair growth leave-in conditioner spray, hair growth shampoo, hair growth spray, and hair growth butter. I'm starting to sense a theme here. They include quality natural ingredients. They smell amazing, and you can see the results for yourself. So if you're looking for healthy hair growth for your natural or relaxed hair, try 12 Tribes on Earth today.
Don't forget that you can purchase 12 Tribes for your hair at Etsy.com. Just look for Lisa Crafts. You can also find it at Walmart.com. Okay, so now with that all being said, let's talk about this police chief. Maui Police Chief Pelletier, named as co-conspirator in Diddy grape case lawsuit. Mayor calls for leave an investigation. Okay, so let's get into this. Now, okay, here it is. I was looking for the news report. Okay, let's pull that up first. Here we go. I'm going to share my screen so you all can see this. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. Here we go.
Famous football player and a comedian are among the high-profile men accused in a civil lawsuit of participating in or facilitating crimes alongside rapper Sean Diddy Combs.
And the chief and others say it is not true, but now Maui's mayor is asking the police commission to place the chief on leave while this is investigated.
A nearly 90-page lawsuit accuses John Pelletier of serving as muscle for Sean Diddy Combs in California and Las Vegas, several years before Pelletier left Las Vegas to become Maui County Chief of Police. The same suit accuses NFL player Odell Beckham Jr. and a comedian known as Drewski of rape. We asked the chief, county, police commission, and police union for a response. A Maui Police Department spokesperson says the chief has no connection to anyone in the suit. We are confident that the evidence will demonstrate these claims to be false and will expose those who are deliberately trying to manipulate the legal system to spread misleading narratives. The union declined to comment. We asked the plaintiff's attorney for additional comment too, without reply. Then, late Monday, the mayor's office forwarded us a letter he sent to the Maui Police Commission, calling for Pelletier to be placed on administrative leave pending further investigation. Mayor Richard Bisson says due process must be observed, but the existence of these allegations alone presents concerns regarding public trust, adding that putting the chief on leave and launching an independent investigation does not constitute a presumption of guilt, but ensures that he is not in a position that may compromise the integrity of the office while the matter is under review. We asked the chief's office for additional response to the mayor's move. Beckham Jr. said on his social media, "I really can't even believe that my name is mentioned in that matter. There is absolutely no truth to those allegations." Drewski said on social media, "This allegation is a fabricated lie. I was broke living with my mom without any connections to the entertainment industry at the time of this allegation. So the inclusion of my name is truly outlandish." KHON2's legal analyst explains why high-profile people can be targeted by lawsuits.
It's not uncommon at all for high-profile people to be named, especially be named as a large group of defendants in this kind of lawsuit. And the reason why is because when you're sitting at a very high level in the government, whether you're the police chief or a mayor or the governor of a state, it's very easy to be targeted, because then that potentially opens up the finances and the wallet.
The accusations date back to 2018, when Pelletier was still on the mainland with the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. He is accused, among other things, of posing as a Contra Costa California sheriff in order to deter a woman from filing a rape charge.
I think the thing about high-profile people is that they do have a strong presence in terms of anybody being able to Google or determine whether or not somebody is actually in the vicinity, and then of doing something because they were in that location. Again, we don't know. Maybe these specific allegations are true, but the best thing to do is to wait for the lawsuit to play out and find out whether they are true or completely false.
Other unnamed plaintiffs alleged Pelletier arrested them at gunpoint in Las Vegas under bogus warrant charges and restrained them in his home. They allege Pelletier kept a list of safe houses for parties. The lawsuit involving Pelletier is a civil matter. Combs' case is criminal, involving sex trafficking, plus numerous civil lawsuits.
There's a difference between a civil case, which is one person suing another person for money, versus a criminal case, which would be the government investigating somebody and then accusing that person of a crime for which they might end up doing prison time or have to pay a large fine to the government.
Now, in response to the mayor's call for the chief to be put on leave, his spokesperson says, "We stand by the statements released earlier today in which the chief strongly denies all of the allegations in this suit." His spokesperson says the baseless allegations not only hurt him, but show a lack of respect for victims of abuse.
Okay, let me tell you all something. That chief, first of all, in my opinion, looks nefarious, okay? He looks nefarious. Now, that doesn't mean that he is, but he certainly looks it. Measurement said, "Queen, remember I called it. He is a crisis actor. I think his IMB page is down. Why did they leave out of New York? Because he served there as well." Honey, that's a good question. I have no idea, but he looks nefarious. I'll say that much. But we're going to get back into that lawsuit because I read half of it yesterday. I read down to page 47. It's 80 pages long. So we're going to read a few more pages, okay, to get more of the nefarious details. With that all been said, thank you for your insight into the topic, beloved, and thank you for your contribution to the channel. Peace, love, and blessings. Okay, so that all being said, let's pull up that full statement from the mayor. Here it is right here. All right, I'm going to share my screen. All right, here we go. Okay, so this is what the mayor said. Put my spectacles on. Okay, it says on March the 7th of 2025, an amended complaint was filed in the United States District Court for the Northern District of California in the case of Ashley Parham versus Sean Combs. This amended complaint includes multiple new defendants, one of whom is Maui Police Chief John Pelletier. Now, the original complaint filed on October the 15th of 2024 did not name Chief Pelletier. While the allegations in the amended complaint remain unproven, they are serious in nature and involve claims of alleged criminal conduct. As with any such legal matter, due process must be observed, but the existence of these allegations alone presents concerns regarding public trust and the effective function of the department. This is a precedent within County of Maui government for placing appointed officials on leave while allegations against them are investigated. This approach does not constitute a presumption of guilt, but ensures that the individual in question is not in a position that may compromise the integrity of the office while the matter is under review. The County of Maui Charter requires appointed officers to uphold the highest ethical standards to maintain public confidence in local government. Given the gravity of the allegations, I recommend that the Maui Police Commission place Chief Pelletier on administrative leave pending further investigation. Additionally, I urge the commission to conduct its own independent review rather than waiting for the resolution of the federal case. Taking proactive steps will demonstrate the county's commitment to transparency, accountability, and ethical governance. Thank you for your time and consideration, Mayor Richard T. Bisson Jr. All right, so y'all see that? The mayor said, not today, not on my watch. Sir, these allegations may or may not be true, but until otherwise proven, you're out of here, sir. Okay, so anyway, what do you all think about it? The allegation comes to light on Friday when lawyers for Ashley Parham and two other plaintiffs, John and Jane Doe, amended the lawsuit that was originally filed in October in the U.S. District Court of the Northern District of California. Pelletier was among several defendants named in the amended complaint, along with comedian Drew Drewski Desbordes and Miami Dolphins wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. Do y'all remember that video of Odell Beckham and Justin Bieber when it looked like they were doing some things? Please pay attention. Not that that has anything to do with this. I'm just bringing it up. Now, on Monday, Bisson sent a letter to the Maui Police Commission recommending that Pelletier be placed on leave while the claims of the lawsuit are under investigation. And I guess I was saying his name right because the news reporter said it the same way. So anyway, now, while the allegations in the amended complaint remain unproven, they are serious in nature and involve claims of alleged criminal conduct. This is what a longtime judge said before, alleged criminal conduct, said Bisson, a longtime judge before becoming mayor. Okay, he was a judge first. Now, as with any such legal matter, due process must be observed, but the existence of these allegations alone presents concerns regarding public trust and the effective functioning of the department. He urged the commission to conduct its own independent review and not to wait for the federal case to be resolved, which he said would demonstrate the county's commitment to transparency, accountability, and ethical governance. Now, Chief Pelletier has no connections whatsoever to any individuals named in the lawsuit, according to PICO. Okay, the allegations suggesting his involvement are entirely unfounded. We are confident that the evidence will demonstrate these claims to be false and will expose those who are deliberately trying to manipulate the legal system to spread misleading narratives. Parham alleges in the lawsuit that she was gang raped by Diddy Combs, Desbordes, Beckham Jr., Shane Pierce, and other unnamed defendants at Pierce's home in Orinda, California, March 23rd of 2018. Parham said that she had first met Pierce at a bar a month earlier when he rescued her from an altercation with another man and then tried to impress her and others by FaceTiming Sean Combs, who was his friend. Parham said she was unimpressed at the time. Well, we know the rest. She got mad and said she knew Diddy had something to do with Tupac, and it went on from there. Okay, so, I find this all interesting. Okay, and then the other two plaintiffs, a mother and son named Jane and John Doe, said they witnessed the rape and alleged that Pelletier and others forcibly took them from Las Vegas to California, where they witnessed the assault. So they claimed that they saw it. But the thing for me is, in the initial filing of that lawsuit, it just didn't say all of that stuff. I just have several questions as to why you wouldn't say those things at first. You wouldn't say that all these other people were there. You wouldn't have named all these other people. You wouldn't have named the officer that was supposedly involved. You wouldn't have even mentioned that the cop supposedly gave the neighbor who called the police an envelope of money, which I don't believe, by the way. That just doesn't make any sense to me. Why would he give the neighbor money? If the neighbor was calling the police to help because he saw people outside in an altercation, gunshots and all of that, why would the police just hand him a thing of money? And she didn't say that they had a conversation. She just simply said, as I recall from the lawsuit, that he gave him a brown envelope and she thinks that money was in it. He went into the house, went into a room close by, and then came back empty-handed. Now, how did she know that he went into a room close by? Was she in the house with him? Was she standing on his front porch? Was she in a position where she could look directly in through his door, the screen perhaps? I don't know, but I just have a whole lot of questions at the end of the day, and just a lot of this stuff just doesn't sound true. And just because two more people came and said the same thing she said doesn't mean a damn thing to me, because we already know that Adria English, Lamisha Fuller, and others have all at times corroborated each other's lies. That's what they have done. They have corroborated each other's lies, okay? That's what they have done. Courtney Burgess has corroborated Adria's lies, and she's corroborated his. So to have other people saying the same thing doesn't mean, this is not going to convince me that's not lies. Okay, I need proof and receipts, and the story sounds sketchy. And anytime Ariel Mitchell Kidd is involved, I have several questions. So that's just me. Now, Measure Man says, remember the news reports called out he had posed as a cop. He did it multiple times for multiple people in California, New York, and Nevada. Okay, thank you for that tidbit of information, beloved. So, but here's the thing, and thank you for insight to the topic and your contribution to the channel. Peace, love, and blessings. Well, here's the thing. If he's actually a cop, because he's the chief of police, why would he need to pose as a cop? Or maybe he was acting like he was a cop for a certain department that he wasn't. I don't know exactly. She kept saying that he was pretending or posing as a cop from Cosa Nostra, the police department. That's what she said. But why would he be posing if he was actually a cop? I don't know. The story sounds crazy. I'm not buying it at the end of the day. I just don't believe it. I just don't believe it. Now, I could be wrong, but then again, I could be absolutely right. But as for now, I'm just not believing it. Okay? And then, of course, they put this man on administrative leave out of an abundance of caution. Okay? Because those are very shocking allegations. Having a police officer, supposedly a chief of police, tied to an alleged trafficking ring and gang rape, yeah, that's not a good look. So I can see why they would have to put him on leave. And, you know, he looks like a dirty cop. Now, that doesn't mean he is, okay? Looks can be deceiving, but he just looks nefarious as far as I'm concerned. But that all remains to be proven. Now, let's get back into this lawsuit because I'm going to read some more of it. We're going to go through a few more pages. All right. Measurement said, I agree she didn't call it out. She might have used him because of his shady past. You know, that could be a case too. See, sometimes people can research things, or they can hear things, or just know things, and they can put that together because it's the truth to those things and mix it with a bunch of lies, and then to make the lies more believable and sound plausible. That's very often what good liars do. Okay. And the reason I call them good liars is because they can fool a lot of people. Okay. They can fool a lot of people. Look at all the people that Adria English fooled. Lamisha Fuller. Look at all the people that they fooled for months. Okay, people believe in fantastical stories that made no sense. That sounded like something taken straight from a novel or a script, but yet people believed it because some people will believe anything, and especially if it has salacious details and a bunch of nefariousness and low vibrational negative stuff, people want to believe negativity. And if you come back and tell them the truth and it's positive, they don't want to hear that. Just like fools that wanted to believe that lying book about Kim Porter, okay, that Courtney Burgess and Chris Todd concocted together themselves with no flash drives given, no manuscript given. They made it all up. But there were some people that were willing to fight tooth and nail and argue ridiculous points just to convince the rest of us that, in fact, a lie was true. This is what some people do. Okay, but now let's get back into this lawsuit. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. I left off on page 47, so we'll go to about page 50 because the pages in between was just listing a bunch of statutes and whatnot. So we'll get started the bottom of page 49. Okay, likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. Let me put my overlay on here real quick. All right. Defendants knowingly, hold on, beloveds. Let me clean off my lenses real quick. Defendants knowingly benefited from the Diddy sexual abuse and cover-up. The sexual abuse and cover-up enterprise, as they retained employment benefits and other monetary benefits. Specifically, defendant Shane mysteriously had a brand new car upon information and belief provided to him by defendant Diddy in thanks and appreciation for facilitating the sexual assault of plaintiff. Now, I want you all to think about this because they're saying this right now in this portion. I scrolled too far, but hold on, I know where I'm at. They're saying this now as if it's factual that he got this car, you know, because Diddy had him doing some stuff, luring the plaintiff or whatever. But initially, they pretty much were, she said that she thought that was, you know, probably why he got the new car or whatever. But I just find it interesting that now they're saying it as if this is a fact. Okay, so anyway, hold on, beloveds. I thought I knew exactly where I was. Okay, here it is. Okay. So anyway, the pattern of racketeering activity alleged herein and the Diddy sexual abuse and cover-up enterprise are separate and distinct from each other. Defendants engaged in a pattern of racketeering activity allegedly herein for the purpose of conducting the affairs of the Diddy sexual abuse and cover-up enterprise. Defendant Diddy and the Diddy sexual abuse and cover-up enterprise created and perpetuated a toxic culture that allowed defendant Diddy's abuse to flourish. Defendant Diddy had extensive power and influence on others due to his prominent status as a mogul, his fame, and notoriety. Honey, instead of calling Biggie notorious, it should have been Diddy, okay? Instead of notorious B-I-G, it should have been notorious D-I-D-D-Y, okay? Please pay attention. Now, defendant Diddy had command. Defendant Diddy had means, access, and influence to provide individuals with a career in the entertainment industry and other industries through his dominant stature in the entertainment industry and connections afforded him due to his fame and notoriety. Defendant Diddy had authority. Defendant Diddy at all times was a mogul and billionaire who cultivated relationships with some of the most influential individuals through his highly sought after parties and the notoriety in the music industry. Defendant Diddy had control. Defendant Diddy controlled who did what, when, and how within his circle of friends and employees, including defendants named herein. If defendants failed to comply with covering up defendant Diddy's sexual abuse and assaults, they would be terminated, blackballed, or find themselves in legal trouble. Defendant Diddy had power. Plaintiff Parham attempted to report that it was in fact defendant Diddy who had assaulted her, but instead was met with disregard by the Contra Costa Sheriff's Department. Plaintiff Doe's attempted to report their kidnapping assault, and Plaintiff Parham's assault was thwarted when defendant Pelletier intervened with the responding officer. Defendant Diddy and the Diddy sexual abuse and cover-up enterprise were designed to manipulate, control, sexually assault, and prevent individuals from coming forward. Defendants knowingly benefited from the Diddy sexual abuse and cover-up enterprise as they retained employment benefits and other monetary benefits. Specifically, defendant Shane mysteriously had a brand new car upon information and belief, and provided to him by defendant Diddy in thanks and appreciation of facilitating the sexual assault on plaintiff. Defendants Pelletier, Valdez, Jaguar, and Helena received and handled cash on behalf of the enterprise. Defendants Odell and Drewski received benefits related to their celebrity, specifically defendant Drewski, who had a television show on the Revolt Network. Did Drewski have a television show? Somebody let me know, because I don't know too much about Drewski other than when I see him with Kai Cenat. Did Drewski have a show on Revolt? Somebody put it in the chat. Let me Google it real quick. Yep, he sure did. Sneaking in with Drewski. Okay, see, I didn't know that. Very interesting. Because again, like I said, I don't know much about Drewski. He had a show on Diddy's Revolt show. Sneaking in with Drewski. Thank you for the ones putting yes, Truth Brown and Tori Goodman. Okay, thank you, beloveds. Okay, so let's keep going. This is all nefarious. Now, goes on to say, defendants willfully ignored the dangers of defendant Diddy's conduct and pattern of harassment, sexual assault, abuse, and misconduct solely for their own personal economic benefit. Plaintiff reports to police were ignored. Others who complained about defendant Diddy's egregious behavior were ignored until Cassie Ventura sued defendant Diddy. Since Miss Ventura's bravery, countless individuals have come forward and filed complaints regarding sexual abuse at the hands of defendant Diddy. The chorus of victims and evidence obtained by the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York ultimately led to defendant Diddy being indicted for RICO violations and trafficking, among other charges. Now, the Diddy sexual abuse and cover-up enterprise and its members protected defendant Diddy, therefore allowing defendant Diddy to continue with sordid and egregious sexual abuse practices, intimidated witnesses and victims from reporting defendant Diddy's crimes, and interfered with investigations concerning his abuse. Most notably, a video showing defendant Diddy abusing Miss Ventura was covered up and sold to him. In the instant case, defendant Diddy was aided and abetted by his network of employees, including defendants who helped him escape and evade capture by police after plaintiff's hurrying escape. Defendants were members of the Diddy sexual abuse and cover-up enterprise and facilitated, benefited from, had knowledge of, or should have known of defendant Diddy's sexual proclivities and predatory sexual behavior. Defendants assisted in defendant Diddy's predatory sexual behavior and proclivities by setting up plaintiff to be sexually assaulted and raped by defendant Diddy, as well as assisting in covering up the crime thereafter. Defendants providing defendant Diddy the means to effectuate his crimes, including carrying the rugs with a D, used to disable plaintiffs, as well as the means to escape. Plaintiffs have been injured in their person by reason of these RICO violations. By reason of and as a result of defendants' conduct in furtherance of the Diddy abuse enterprise and resulting RICO violations, plaintiffs have been injured in their person. As detailed above, plaintiffs have suffered direct and severe damage to their physical and personal well-being as a result of the assault and harassment perpetuated by and allowed by defendants. Defendant Diddy's assault and defendants' RICO violations have caused plaintiff to suffer from severe emotional distress, including developing an eating disorder and extreme weight loss, causing several hospitalizations, as well as extensive need for therapy. As a result of defendants' actions, plaintiffs have continued to experience fear and anxiety and also sought professional help on numerous occasions since the egregious assault, including several hospitalizations, visits to her personal physician and therapist. Specifically, plaintiffs' does have had to move continuously and have even petitioned for name changes to protect their identities from being discovered by the Diddy abuse enterprise. Defendant Diddy's rape, kidnapping, and assault and defendants' RICO violations have caused plaintiffs to be fearful, distressed, anxious, degraded, and depressed. Plaintiffs have gained a global distrust for individuals. If not but for defendant Diddy's direct action and the atmosphere cultivated by him and the defendants who were members of the Diddy sexual abuse and cover-up enterprise, plaintiffs would not have developed several issues that have severely impacted their lives and livelihoods. Plaintiffs' issues and overall health has been exacerbated by the ongoing trauma of not being believed. The damage to plaintiffs' persons is incalculable. Okay, now with that all been, incalculable. Now with that all been said, plaintiff Parham has experienced years of anxiety and depression since the violent rape and assault that occurred in 2018. Her anxiety and depression was compounded by the lack of care and complete disregard of her reports to law enforcement, even when plaintiff was brave enough to name defendant Diddy to the police. When called immediately after the incident, she was dismissed and treated as if she was lying due to the fame and overall public support of defendant Diddy at the time, which speaks to the widespread influence defendant Diddy had over the general public at large. Plaintiff Parham has struggled with her inability to reconcile her horrible experience with defendant Diddy and other members of the Diddy abuse enterprise and their outward failure to protect women as members included women. So plaintiff does live in constant fear and have went through great lengths to protect their lives, identities, and discovery of the Diddy abuse enterprise. Plaintiffs come forward now because they believe it is safe to do so due to defendant Diddy's incarceration charges and upcoming trial, as well as in support of plaintiff Parham. At all relevant times, all defendants were aware of the essential nature and scope of the Diddy sexual abuse and cover-up enterprise and intended to participate in it. Whew, honey, this is all nefarious. What do y'all have to say about it? Now, plaintiffs incorporate by reference and reallege each of the preceding paragraphs and all paragraphs below as though fully set forth and brought in this cause of action. Each defendant agreed to commit to substantive racketeering offense through agreeing to participate in racketeering acts. Each enterprise member agreed to commit the substantive racketeering offense through agreeing to participate in racketeering acts. Each defendant knew the general status of the conspiracy was to enable and cover up defendant Diddy's decades worth of sexual abuses. Each enterprise member knew the general status of the conspiracy was to enable and cover up defendant Diddy's decades worth of sexual abuses. Each defendant knew the conspiracy extended beyond their individual role. Each enterprise member knew the conspiracy extended beyond their individual role. I don't know why they're being repetitive with this part, so we're going to just skip past that. Now it says, defendant Diddy abused his position of power and authority. Hold on, let me go back just a little bit. Okay, right here. Let's start right here. Defendants committed acts with the intent to cause a harmful or offensive contact with an intimate part of plaintiff. The sexually offensive and unwanted contact with plaintiff directly resulted from defendant's said actions. Defendant Diddy exploited his position of authority to intimidate, overwhelm, and subdue plaintiffs with the assistance of defendants Shane, KK, Odell, Brandy, and Drewski. Objections to his conduct would be met with retaliation. Defendant Diddy abused his position of power and authority over plaintiff Parham, who was in no position to reject his sexual assault due to her being physically outnumbered, unable to vacate the premises because she was rugged with a D, and having her clothes, purse, cell phone, and keys hidden from her. Defendant Diddy abused his position of power and authority over plaintiff John Doe, who was in no position to reject his sexual assault due to him being physically outnumbered, unable to vacate the premises because he was rugged with a D and kidnapped, and having his cell phone and keys hidden from him. Defendant Valdez abused his position of power and authority over plaintiff Jane Doe, who was in no position to reject his sexual assault due to her being physically outnumbered, unable to vacate the premises because she was rugged with a D and kidnapped, and having her cell phone and keys hidden from her. Now, defendants Diddy, Shane, Odell, and Drewski's battery on plaintiff caused physical injury, severe mental and emotional distress, pain and suffering, mental anguish, and loss of enjoyment of life. Defendants' unlawful actions were intentional, done with malice, and or showed a deliberate, willful, wanton, and reckless indifference to plaintiff's rights. Plaintiff claims compensatory and punitive damages herein. The amount of damages sought herein exceeds the jurisdictional limits of all other courts which would otherwise have jurisdiction. Plaintiff incorporates by reference and realleges all of the preceding paragraphs and all paragraphs fully set forth herein. Defendants committed an act of sexual penetration against plaintiff's will by means of force, rugging with a D, violence, duress, menace, or fear of immediate and unlawful bodily injury to plaintiff. Defendant's conduct placed plaintiff in reasonable apprehension of bodily harm. Defendant's actions caused plaintiff to fear retaliation in the future, and there was a reasonable possibility that defendant, specifically defendant Diddy, could execute on a threat of retaliation. Defendant's assault on plaintiff caused physical injury, severe mental and emotional distress, pain and suffering, mental anguish, and loss of enjoyment of life. Defendant's unlawful actions were intentional, done with malice and or with deliberate, willful, wanton, and reckless indifference to plaintiff's rights. Defendants conspired to and did engage in a cover-up or attempted a cover-up of previous instances or allegations of sexual assault by defendant Diddy. All right, so defendants intended to commit and committed acts of unwanted contact with plaintiffs. Defendants Diddy, Shane, Odell, and Drewski committed unwanted contact with plaintiff Parham in a harmful and offensive manner, including but not limited to by inflicting sexual abuse against plaintiff. Among other batteries, defendants KK and Brandy abused plaintiff Parham without her consent and without equality. Defendants Pelletier, Gonzalez, Valdez, Helena, and Jaguar committed unwanted contact with plaintiff's Does in a harmful and offensive manner, including but not limited to by inflicting severe physical abuse against plaintiffs. Defendants Diddy committed unwanted contact with plaintiff John Doe in a harmful and offensive manner, including but not limited to by inflicting sexual abuse against plaintiff. Okay, so there you all have it. At the end of the day, I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to stop right there. Thank you for your donation to the channel, Miss Black Butterfly. I appreciate you, beloved. Peace, love, and blessings. Okay, so now what do you all think? Do you all think this has any legs to it? You all think there's any validity to this case whatsoever? Or do you think that this is all just a bunch of fabricated nonsense that should be deemed as frivolous? What do you all have to say? What do you all have to say, beloveds? Metro Man says, remember the news report called out he had posed as a cop. He did it. Oh, I already read that. Okay, my bad. But so what do you all think about this? Do you all think that any of this stuff is true by there being more than one plaintiff? These people corroborating each other's stories? I mean, don't just go along with my opinion. What do you all have to say for yourselves? What do you all have to say? Roddy says, Diddy going to walk in 3 to 5 years with time served. He's still nefarious. Yeah, I think he is nefarious. I will say that. Okay. Star Child said Ariel is involved. Case dismissed. My thoughts exactly. Okay. Reggie said fabricated nonsense. I absolutely agree. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Okay. I like to give the victims, the accusers, the benefit of the doubt in some of these cases, you know, because you don't want to think that people would just, you know, make up these stories. But, you know, some people do. And for a myriad of reasons: clout, money, you know, mental health issues, and things like that. Like in the case of a young lady that accused Diddy and Jay-Z, Miss Jane Doe, I think that she has, due to her mental illness and also the fact that she was likely under stress because her family's going bankrupt and all of this, she probably thought it was a quick way to get some cash. All right, that's just my opinion. Reggie said, sounds like he came right out of the woodwork. Not right out of the woodwork, Reggie. Well, you know, that is what it kind of sounds like. But honey, let me just tell y'all this. They're saying that Kanye West ex-assistant has been hiding out due to threats. Okay, please pay attention. Kanye West ex-assistant forced into hiding by threats as her attorney calls out chilling similarity to Diddy abuse. I meant to tell you all about this yesterday, but in my haste to get out of here and exit stage left, I forgot. Okay, so the former assistant accusing Kanye West of sexual assault has been forced into hiding because of the unhinged rapper's repeated threats. And this is all according to her attorney. Now, Lauren Pisciata, 36 years old, came forward in June of 2024 with shocking allegations. You all remember, because you heard it here first, okay, that the heartless rapper, 47, hooked up with her without her consent or knowledge after her drink was spiked during a recording studio session. Now, goes on to say, and if you don't remember what Miss Pisciata looks like, I'll show her in a second. Now, West has denied Pisciata's accusation in an ex-rant in February, saying anyone who tries to extort him will run out of money before he does. Now, I don't go 1 year without somebody trying this ish. Where the F is Lauren Pisciata now? That's what he wrote in all caps. So now prominent defense attorney Lisa Bloom, who's an ambulance chaser in my opinion, who in February began representing Pisciata, revealed to the U.S. Sun that her client was forced to leave her home because of self-proclaimed Nazi Kanye's menacing online remarks. Oh, she called him a Nazi. And so anyway, she calls them billionaire bullies. Bloom, who has represented sexual assault victims in high-profile cases against Bill Cosby and Jeffrey Epstein, compared the litigation against West to that of disgraced bad boy mogul Sean Combs. All right, she compared Kanye to Diddy. The renowned attorney, who is also representing Dawn Richard in her sexual assault suit against Diddy, called both rappers billionaire bullies with extensive resources. Both Kanye West and Sean Combs are very wealthy men, she said, very powerful in the music industry, and have kind of had rumors swirling around them for years about bad behavior. But not much was done until recently. Now, I'm sorry, you guys, the landscapers are outside, as you can hear. Okay, now they run PR campaigns against my client and me. They tried to get some media outlets to go with slurs. Now, Kanye West has been tweeting about my client these very ugly, nasty slurs to try to intimidate her. This is what she says. And so she has She has had to go into hiding. She has had to leave her home because of threats and harassment. And she has now gone into hiding. She's not working. This is what it has done to her. So, yes, it's very difficult to go up against people like this, but not impossible. Now, Pisciata, a former OnlyFans model, says she began working with West for his fashion brand Yeezy in 2015 before becoming his executive assistant in 2021. The executive assistant position came with $1 million salary. Imagine that. You go from OnlyFans to being somebody's top executive assistants with no experience or education, mind you. But let's continue. Making a whole $1 million. Okay, making a whole $1 million. Must be nice. According to her lawsuit, but it required Pisciata to be available to West at all times. Now, however, in 2022, Pisciata was quickly victimized by West, who allegedly actually harassed her by sending her a barrage of explicit text messages. Okay, I'm not going to get into all of that because we already know about the messages because I literally showed them to you all in the lawsuit filings. So anyway, with that all being said, I don't know who to believe in this case. Now, Pisciata alleged West handed her a drink, and after taking a few sips, she began feeling disoriented and in an altered and heavy impaired state. She claimed she felt physically ill and confused and had no memory of anything, and she believed that she had been rugged with a D. Pisciata alleged this in her lawsuit filing. Now, years later, West referred to the night in question and told Pisciata they had kind of hooked up a little one time. Okay, according to the court filing, that's what she says. Pisciata allegedly told West that she did not remember anything, to which the rapper supposedly laughed and said, "Women love to say that they don't remember." Now, with that all being said, Lisa Bloom said a Me Too reckoning in the music industry is long overdue and views the case against Combs and West as a starting point. The music industry, she says, in my opinion, is one of the worst when it comes to sexual harassment and sexual assault. And I've been litigating cases on behalf of victims in every industry for many, many years. Now, the fashion industry is pretty bad too, and its treatment of models, but the music industry may be the worst of all. I think that a Me Too reckoning is well overdue for the music industry, she says. She goes on to say, we've seen that for TV and film, but we haven't really seen it in music. We've seen some high-profile people like R. Kelly brought to justice. We know that Sean Combs is going to have his criminal trial in May, and he's got a lot of accusers, including some that I represent. But overall, I think the music industry still victimizes a lot of people, especially women, and they just continue to get away with it. Well, that sounds true. Now, a pretrial conference in West's case is scheduled for March the 27th. Bloom said that she expects to witness West's erratic behavior firsthand when she gets the opportunity to depose him. Now, a Zoom deposition of West from 2021 depicted the rapper's unsettling and unpredictable behavior when he declared the legal proceeding as bullish, okay, and lashed out at attorneys, calling them stupid. I expect that. I've had a lot of cases against billionaire bullies, and that's what they do. Okay, this is what she said. Son of West's behavior shown at the A&E series Interrogation Raw, Celebrity Under Oath. Okay, I guess that's a segment where they show clips of Kanye acting a whole fool, okay, during the deposition. Now, it's called Celebrity Under Oath. But anyway, she said they have a lot of ego. They think that they're above the law. They think they don't have to answer questions like everybody else. And it usually takes going to the judge and getting the judge to rein them back in. I'm not really concerned about any bad behavior on his part. In fact, I welcome it if he behaves badly. I bet she does, honey, because that's going to play it to her favor. That's going to be recorded on videotape and also by a stenographer, and that can be used against him. She also added saying, so that would only confirm what my client, Lauren, is alleging, that he behaves very badly, that he's egotistical, that he's toxic, that he treats people badly, that he's disrespectful. She's going in on Kanye, honey, please pay attention. So if he behaves that way, that really only helps our case. I'm not personally concerned about it. Go ahead. Take your best shot, Kanye. Well, I guess she told him, honey. What do y'all have to say about it? Do y'all think Kanye's out here committing assaults? Do you all think Kanye's out here committing acts assault? See, I have questions because first of all, which Kanye? Which Kanye are we in fact talking about? Are we talking about the Kanye that came out of the mental facility with blonde hair, acting a whole fool, looking like a zombie? Are we talking about that Kanye, or are we talking about the Kanye who is probably a clone, according to sources, who comes out saying crazy stuff and acting crazy and trying to sell a swastika t-shirts or whatnot? Or are we talking about the Kanye who was very poised and distinguished looking and, you know, speaks a lot of truth and wisdom? The one that said George Bush don't like black people. Are we talking about that Kanye or the other two? Because if we're talking about either of the other two, well, yeah, he may have done it. He may have done it if we're talking about either of the other two. Okay? All I'm saying is the Kanye that I know, the Kanye that's in my video that I play at the end, that Kanye didn't do anything as far as I'm concerned. All right? That Kanye didn't do anything. All right. Thank you, beloved, for becoming a member of my channel, Miss Black Butterfly. Okay. And so anyway, with that all being said, moving right along to the next topic. Now, I have a controversial video I'm going to show you all. It's just a clip, but I want to know you all's thoughts on it. Now, we're going to get into it in just a second. But before we do, let's talk about Mr. Elon Musk. Mr. Elon Musk says there was a cyber attack launched on X yesterday, and he blames the Ukrainians for doing it. That's right. He's gotten backlash for saying it. Elon Musk claims linking Ukraine to X outage sparks backlash. Let's get into it. You know, I am not surprised because after how they did Zelensky so dirty, after they did Zelensky so damn dirty, I mean, and then kicked him up out of there, didn't even feed the man lunch after he came all that way on a flight from Ukraine. It's awful. I want you all to remember, because that interview, that whole little segment is going to go down in the realms of history. Please pay attention. I mean, whoever saw a president conduct business in such a fashion? Elon Musk, a billionaire tech mogul and close advisor to U.S. President Donald Trump, has said that a large-scale cyber attack on his social media platform came from the Ukraine area, sparking backlash online ahead of a crucial day for U.S.-Ukrainian talks. Now, Musk, who heads the Department of Government Efficiency, has repeatedly criticized Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky and Kiev's armed forces lean heavily on Musk's Starlink constellation to coordinate its military effort against Russia. A SpaceX Musk aerospace firm. Okay, they own Starlink, in case you missed it. So relations between Zelensky and top U.S. officials have become increasingly strained, with Washington halting military support for and intelligence sharing with Kiev. And on Tuesday, senior Trump officials are set to meet a Ukrainian delegation in Saudi Arabia for peace talks and Russia's war in Ukraine, with tentative signals that the White House could restart some of its support. However, Musk's comments highlight the ongoing tension between the two countries. How many of you knew that there was an outage or there was issues with Twitter yesterday, X? I wasn't on social media all day yesterday, so I wasn't affected, didn't even have a clue about it. So on Monday, Musk said that X, the social media platform formerly known as Twitter, which he owns, was targeted by a massive cyber attack carried out with a lot of resources, saying either a large coordinated group and or a country is involved. This is what Musk said. He did not elaborate on his claims, but said tracing was underway. Now, on Down Detector, a website that tracks outages across apps and platforms, users reported problems accessing X, with outage reports spiking several times on Monday. Now, in an interview with Fox Business, Musk said the apparent attack on the platform had come from the Ukraine area. Okay, because supposedly they were tracking it, saying we're not sure exactly what happened, but there was a massive cyber attack to try to bring down the X system with IP addresses originating in the Ukraine area, he says. So Dark Storm Team, which is a pro-Palestinian hacker group, has claimed responsibility, okay, for carrying out a distributed denial of service known as a DDoS attack on X, which is designed to inundate a platform into temporarily malfunctioning. Now, Alexander Mirosko, the head of Ukraine's Parliamentary Foreign Affairs Committee, told Newsweek that the Ukrainian government absolutely had no involvement in the reported cyber attack on X. It wouldn't be in Ukraine's interest to orchestrate such an attack, he says. Now, several social media users criticized Musk for those comments, including one account that suggested Ukraine was an easy scapegoat. Okay? Well, I guess they probably would have felt a whole lot better if he said Russia did it. Okay, please pay attention. Musk's remarks follow a series of contentious exchanges that he's had on X, including calling Senator Mark Kelly a traitor after the Democrat visited Ukraine. Now, on Sunday, Kelly wrote on X that Kiev's backers can't give up on the Ukrainian people and that any ceasefire agreement brokered to stop the fighting has to protect Ukraine's security and can't be a giveaway to Russian President Vladimir Putin. Donald Trump is trying to weaken Ukraine's hand, and we're owed an explanation, Kelly said. Responding to the post, Musk wrote, sorry, beloveds. Now, responding to the post, Musk wrote, "You are a traitor." Musk also became embroiled in an ex-spat with Polish Foreign Minister Radoslaw Sikorski on Sunday. Musk distributed Starlink as the backbone of the Ukrainian army, adding that Kiev's entire front line would collapse if I turned it off. Okay, so just letting them know, honey, don't be over here with no cyber attacks on my platform if you know what's really good. But they say, Ukraine didn't have any reason to do this, but Elon says otherwise. Now, Sikorski responded by saying Warsaw had funneled $50 million each into providing Starlink access to Ukraine. He also suggested that Poland would look elsewhere for similar suppliers if SpaceX proves to be an unreliable provider. Be quiet, small man. This is what Musk told him. Now he's talking tough like Trump. I want y'all to pay attention, because isn't that what Trump told Zelensky? Said, you're not a tough guy. We let you be a tough guy. So now Musk is saying, be quiet, small man. You pay a tiny fraction of the cost, and there is no substitute for Starlink. Well, I guess he told him. Or so he thinks. Now, Olivia Alexander, an open source intelligence analyst, wrote on X saying, pro-Palestinian hacker group takes credit for the DDoS attack. Elon predictably rushes to blame Ukraine. So they're going in on him because they're saying you sit up here blaming it on the Ukrainians, but a pro-Palestinian group has already claimed responsibility for it. Okay, and these hackers do like to claim responsibility for their attacks because they want clout. Now, it remains to be seen how the U.S.-Ukrainian talks in Saudi Arabia will progress, or whether Musk's comments will have implications on the negotiations, which Kiev hopes will smooth its fraught relations with Washington. Okay, so anyway, that's what they had to say about that. Okay, so likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance. Roddy said Elon is not a senator. Who said he was? TC Dan said Doge is not a legal department of the United States. Well, you think that stops them? They clearly don't care. You think Trump cares about laws and legalities? Clearly not. Reggie said, I'm over it, but they are fighting amongst themselves. I'm here for that part. Okay, that's exactly what they're doing. Okay, Queen Sam said the attack came from one of Elon's Doge adolescent workers. Okay, I wouldn't be surprised. Okay, so now let's get into it. I have a question for you guys. How many of you heard? Let me pull this video up. How many of you heard about the video, the news report of the track star who was accused of hitting another runner in the back of the head with a baton? How many of you heard about that story? One's in the chat. One's in the chat, because we got to take a poll on this. She supposedly hit the girl in front of her in the head with a baton. Some of you are saying yes, some of you are saying no. Okay, great. So let's go to the footage. It's just a few seconds, but then I'm going to show you a still shot. And then we're going to look at the news report first. Okay, and then you all tell me what you all think. Do you all think that she did this on purpose? Because to me, depending on how you look at it, it kind of looks like she did it on purpose. I'm not saying she did it on purpose, and I would hate to think that she did it on purpose, but it literally looks like she did it on purpose. Now, I'm not saying that she did. I'm just saying what it looks like. Okay, so let's go to it. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance.
Tonight, a Portsmouth family says they're telling their side of the story in reference to a shocking incident at a Virginia High School League indoor track meet that left one athlete allegedly injured after she claimed she was struck by a baton held by IC Norcom High School senior Alayla Everett. Everett spoke exclusively to 10 on Your Side's Markeisha Jackson, who brings us much more.
The young athlete in question says there's more to that video than meets the eye.
Everybody has feelings. So you're physically hurt, but you're not thinking of my mental, right?
Alayla Everett is a decorated athlete and senior at IC Norcom High School. She would have never thought her trip to the Class 3 track and field state finals last Tuesday would take a drastic turn.
They're going off of one angle.
Alayla visibly emotional because of this video from the meet. This was a 4x200 meter relay race, and she and a Brookville High School athlete were rounding a curve on the track when they nearly collided with each other.
After a couple times hitting her, my baton got stuck behind her back like this, and it rolled up her back. I lost my balance, and when I pumped my arms again, she got hit.
It appears intentional, but Alayla says it was accidental.
But I know my intentions, and I would never hit somebody on purpose. I didn't have to see the first video, second video, 10 video. I know 100% that she won't do that to nobody.
Her parents outraged at the backlash. The IC Norcom relay team was disqualified, a ruling that a local USA track and field official finds questionable. He says a play-by-play look shows that the Brookville athlete was running closely to Alayla.
If a person comes up on the outside, they got to be a full stride ahead of me before they can cut in front of me.
The other family spoke with the news station in Roanoke asking for an apology from Alayla, something she wants to give, but she says the other athlete hasn't been receptive, blocking her on social media, and instead the Everett family was served with court papers.
And now we have to go to a city 3 hours away that everybody hates our guts already.
They're assuming my character, calling me ghetto, racist slurs, death threats, all of this just because of a 9-second video.
VHSL says they are still reviewing the situation, and Portsmouth Public Schools says they will support whatever ruling comes from the league. Markeisha Jackson, 10 on Your Side.
Okay, so the question is, do you all think that she did it on purpose? Do y'all think she did it on purpose? Rachel says, don't care about your tears. You're a seasoned runner and practice a lot. She knew she was wrong, thus the tears. I'm sorry, to me, it looks like she did it on purpose. I don't know how that could have been an accident. Let me tell y'all something. I ran track in school, okay? I ran the 440 relay. I have never even came close to hitting anyone about the head. And then the excuse that she gave is something about it rolled up her back or something like that, and she almost tripped. Honey, I'm sorry. It looked like you did it on purpose, little Miss Lady. I'm not saying you did, but I'm just telling you what it looked like, so don't be surprised if people are mad. Now, I'm going to show you this image of a still shot that clearly looks like she was going upside the girl's head. Okay, I mean, some people are sore losers. Some people are sore losers. That's just a fact. You see that? I'm sorry, it looked like she's swinging at her like you about to swing a baseball bat. Okay. I just find it all interesting. Looks like she did it on purpose to me. Hey, but what do I know? Okay, so what I tell you what was done on purpose. Let's talk about that while we're at it, since we're bringing up stuff. First of all, arrogant police officer pulls over Black FBI agent and regrets it. Okay, so let's get into this. I'm going to share the screen so you all can see the body cam footage. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. This is what you call when you F around and find out. Okay, please pay attention.
Open the window for me all the way, please. Put the phone down. Put the phone down. Can you do me a favor? Open all the windows.
What?
Open all the windows.
Why do you want to open all the windows?
I need you to open all the windows for me right now. Anybody else in this vehicle?
Oh, there's no else in the vehicle. But you can let me know.
Okay.
I'm recording.
All right. You know why I'm pulling you over right now?
No, why?
Okay, I'm pulling you over because I saw you. I was driving behind you. I don't know if you noticed. You were swerving. You didn't indicate turn signal. Okay, you can record all you want. I mean, I don't know what you're doing there. What you're looking up. You're looking up. You little weirdo.
I'm there right now, making sure.
Do me a favor. Open up all the windows. Blah blah. Let's go.
I'm gonna open up all the windows for you.
Sir.
But
Why
yeah,
are you making this difficult?
So tell me again why
You want me to make your life difficult?
So tell me
Because I love making people's lives difficult.
Really?
There you go. I just did that. What are you going to do about it? Nothing. Okay. So, now, license, registration, proof of insurance. Can you get off your phone? Your little TikTok thing?
Listen, can you tell me why you put me on?
I just did. Are you deaf?
Matter of fact, can you call your supervisor?
Are you deaf?
You call your supervisor?
Oh, there's no supervisor.
There's no supervisor.
No, there is no supervisor. I'm the most senior officer on the road right now.
All right, listen.
So,
I'll tell you what
I would be said supervisor.
I'm going to let you listen to my music.
Okay, so that's how we're going to fight. All right, step out of the vehicle for me. Step out of the vehicle for me. Okay, put the phone down.
Listen.
Hold on. Actually, you know what? Do you have any weapons on? Do you have anything you're not supposed to have on you in the car?
Listen.
Do you have anything you're not supposed to have on you in the car? You're gonna make this. You're gonna make this difficult.
Can I step out the vehicle?
Can you just answer the question first?
I'll step out the
Keep
vehicle
your hands
for you.
on the wheel.
I'll step out the
Listen
vehicle
to me.
for you.
Follow my directions, and this can go very easy.
Listen, sir.
Listen,
Do you
sir.
want me to get out the car or you don't?
I want you to follow my directions like you just did, like a good boy.
I'm
All right.
I'll follow your directions.
Okay.
Now, did you want me
Do
to
you
get out
have
the car or
any
you don't?
weapons or anything you shouldn't have in a vehicle or on your person at this moment?
No.
No.
Nope.
Okay. Do you have a firearm on you? Do you have a license to carry a firearm if you do?
Are we in Florida? Even if I
Sir,
did have a license on me, you
answer
don't
my
even
question.
need
What is this
to
back and
have what
forth?
you're talking
Okay,
about.
get out of the vehicle. Okay.
All right, listen.
Hands over here.
I got a gun
Hands over
right here on my side.
Okay, put your hands up there.
I got a gun on my side.
Okay.
Can you do me a favor?
626. I'm gonna have it totally mailed.
Listen,
No,
look
listen.
at my shirt.
Rush that
Listen,
back up.
while you searching me,
Spread your feet out.
while you
Spread your
searching
feet
me,
out.
sir,
Put your feet out.
while you searching me,
Where's the
could you
gun?
Please,
Where's the gun?
on my
Where's the
right,
gun?
right hand. On my right hand.
For my safety and your safety, we're gonna do this today, okay?
Hey, make sure when you do that, while you're searching me,
You got big muscles, huh?
my gun is right on my chest.
Oh wow! Oh, on your chest, huh? So we're lying today. You gangbanger? Is that what you're doing here? You're selling drugs?
It's me?
Oh,
No.
okay.
Okay.
Don't
I'm
move.
sitting in the parking lot.
Don't move. You have a license to carry this?
We're in Florida, right?
Do you have a?
I sure enough do.
Okay.
You know what?
It's called a. Hey, buddy.
It's around my neck.
It's called a concealed carry permit.
Listen. My license is around my neck.
Oh.
I carry it around my neck.
Okay. Well, first let's see what else you got. See if you're lying a bit. Hey, didn't I spread your feet apart? Spread your feet apart, huh? Fucking scared. Oh shit.
This is what we're doing.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Listen. Can you make sure you get my?
What is this?
Can you make sure you get my license to carry? My license to carry on my chest.
Is this fake? You know, a lot of people like to act like they're cops.
Federal agent.
Oh, right. Where's the ID? Let's check the ID. Do me a favor.
Federal agent.
Okay.
So now my badge don't even make a
Lean
difference.
against the car. Lean against the car. Lean against the car. So you're a cop. So why wouldn't you tell me?
It seemed like you fraudulently pulled me over.
You been drinking today?
Drinking, sir. We don't drink.
I smell alcohol emanating from the vehicle.
Actually, we're doing an investigation on.
Now I want you all to pay attention, okay? Now he knows he's effed up. Now he's trying to grasp at straws, saying, have you been drinking today? Now he's trying to act as though the man smells of alcohol. Please sit down somewhere, sir. You're effed up, okay? Then he says, are you a federal agent? Why wouldn't you have told me that? Well, I wouldn't have told him that either. Okay, you see, he wishes that he would have told him that, and then he would have handled him in a totally different way and wouldn't have allowed his racism to show. That's what he wouldn't have done. This reminds me of the time, and it's interesting because they're in Florida. You see, this often happens in Florida because there was another case where there was a black officer who'd been an officer. He was like a chief or something like that, a sergeant, whatever, but he'd been a police officer for over 20 years. And he was pulled over because they said they couldn't read all of the letters on his tag because he had one of those little things on the back of his SUV where you can hook up something to it, like a trailer or whatever. And so they said that was obstructing their view. So they pulled him over, got physical with him when he told them that, yes, he had a weapon on his person. Okay. got into a whole altercation, fighting this man, ended up tasing him and all of that, only to find out that the man was a cop. But then what's the first thing they said? Oh, why wouldn't you have just said that? See, that's what they want black cops to do. If you're in plain clothes, okay, let them know that you're a cop so they don't let you know how racist they are. Please pay attention. But let's continue.
Okay. And just what? You just happened to pass.
216, status of that backup.
You just happened to pass. Okay. When your sergeant gets here and he realizes what's going on right now.
What's going on is that I stopped.
I stopped. The badge don't make a difference.
Yelling? Where's the okay? So I found your ID.
Because here I have a cop who's doing some things that's wrong. Tell me why, as a police officer. Tell me why another police officer in handcuffs.
You didn't
over a swerve.
You didn't identify yourself as a police officer. You were swerving. You didn't indicate your turn signal.
Once again, sir, you didn't call your sergeant here neither.
There's
so
no
there's the
sergeant.
things that we supposed to do here, right?
Okay. All right, let me get these off of you, buddy. I don't know why you're being like this. I don't know why you're being like this.
I don't know.
I mean, hey,
what y'all got going on here?
what y'all got going on?
Tell you what.
You know, you
We as agents, we're gonna figure it out. You know, we don't like city cops. You know that, right?
Okay, yeah, we don't like
The
federal cops either.
agents don't like city cops.
We
don't consider ourselves cops.
What are you, a pencil pusher? Come on.
Listen,
Listen, you could have just. I pulled you over. You could have just identified yourself as a police officer, and this would have been done. I would have said. Of course it was.
When I showed you my badge and you grabbed my badge, you still didn't believe it was real.
Because people impersonate officers all the time.
Okay.
Do they not?
When I see a sergeant, I'll make sure. When I see your sergeant, we'll make sure.
Well, we don't have to go that far. Okay.
No, we won't. We'll go farther than that. Okay. We'll make sure we talk to them. We'll make sure we do a lot of things on this. I'm pretty sure you probably have other offenses against you. But you have a nice day. I continue to have a mind.
Listen.
I appreciate you, sir.
Listen.
Sir, I appreciate you.
You have a good day.
Thank you much.
Captain.
That's what his ass gets, okay? That's what he gets. Now his face is cracked. All right, yeah, he knows he's going to hear about that, talking about we don't have to go that far. Oh, yes, we do. Yes, we do, sir, because you were dead-ass rude, racially profiling. Asked him if he was a rug dealer with a D. Isn't that what he asked him? Do you sell rugs? Because that's all black folks can do, is sell rugs. Okay, please pay attention. Are you a gangbanger? I mean, it's the audacity of it for me. Now, all of a sudden, we don't need to go that far. Sir, you already went that far. Okay, you went too far minutes ago. The moment you walked over to his car and told him to let down all of his windows, what the hell does he need to let down all of his windows for? Okay, see, when the police pull me over, which is rare, but when they do, I let my window down that much because I can hear you. Because I don't need you trying to tell no lies and say you smell some Mary Jane up in here. I don't need you trying to lie. Okay, that's what I don't need you trying to do. So I just let the window down about that much. Hand him my papers and that's it. And I don't even give him no eye contact. Okay, please pay attention. But what you should never do, see, first of all, that man didn't have to tell him that he was a police officer. He kept saying it. Why wouldn't you have just told me that? Because he didn't want to tell you that. Because he wanted to see how you would really act if that was just a regular, everyday 9-to-5 black person that you stopped. And we see how you behaved. Okay, so like the FBI agent said, I'm sure you have other complaints filed on you. Okay, because he said, I enjoy making people's lives miserable. That's what he said. Okay, so why would I spoil the fun and the surprise by telling you that I'm a whole federal agent? All right, now let's see how that fares for him, okay? That's when you F around and find out, okay? Please pay attention. Low down dirty devils. And that's how you get them. You don't tell them, oh, I'm a cop. No, you let them do what they're going to do so they can expose themselves. That's how you handle that. I mean, he was talking real tough. And did you notice how when he first went to put his hands on the man, how he just grabbed him hard, like you heard his hand slap the man's arm? Okay, and then he said something about big muscles. You know why he brought that man's muscles? Because that bothered him. See, I'm going to tell y'all something about these racist-ass police officers who don't look like me. They do not like big, buff, black men, okay? Big, strong-looking black men, they don't like them. That's what they have a problem with, okay? And that's why they killed George Floyd. Okay, just think about that. They don't like those kind of black men. Those black men right there are intimidating to them. Those type of black men right there are a problem for them. That's why they want to try to manhandle them, you know, try to murk them at traffic stops under the guise that, oh, he resisted. Oh, I thought he had a gun when it was cell phones. That's why they do stuff like that. Just hating. And that's been going on since slavery. Sad but true. All right. So anyway, with that all being said, I'm about to be up out of here. Everyone, please like this video, share this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Roddy says, I agree, Queen. They feel small when a black man weighs 220 and up. Exactly. Exactly. And don't be tall and muscular. You know what I'm saying? They really don't like it. Okay. So with that having said, I love you all to life. Listen, if you missed the video yesterday, please go back and check it out. All right. And shout out to the replay gang. All right. I love y'all too. Okay. So with that having said, everyone enjoy the rest of this beautiful day. Each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Until next time, I will talk to you all again soon. Peace.
Gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. That's See right. A bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got